A very good afternoon, everybody. We are coming to you live from Swartkop's Raceway today. I'm feeling very excited today for today's racing, and yeah, on the flip side here, one of your commentators had join me in welcoming our co-commentators today, Tommy Leary Moss and Cleopas Aula. Hello guys, how are you guys doing today?
You can go first, Tommy.
No, it's all good, all good. I'm doing very well, thank you, and Peter, and yourself.
Very good, yeah. See, the weather actually changed quite out. It was a bit of a rainy week and nice and sunny today here in the Val Triangle. And yeah, looking forward to some good racing today.
I just hope that rain that you guys were experiencing that side comes over here in Nam, because here it's hot, really hot. I'm burning.
I'm
Great.
pretty sure you're indoors, and if you're not, why are you sitting outside and doing the commentating?
Need to be closer to the track, Tommy. Need to be closer to the track.
Yeah, as you say today, Swartkop's, you know, Swartkop's got 8 corners, 2.4 kilometers, just situated west of Pretoria. Yeah, so we're basically into qualifying already, and we will switch over to see where we're at so far.
Swartkops only has 8 corners. That's so amazing. I remember the last time when I was driving it, it felt more like 50. But then again, we're doing lots of laps. There's a lot of pressure, so that's probably why I didn't finish so well in that race. And I ended up in the pavilions. But that was with the TCR races that we're doing earlier in the year.
Yeah, no, definitely, and this is not a very easy track to drive. Like they've mentioned, it does have 8 corners, which you have 2 long right-hand turns, and then you've got everything else, these very sharp and slow left and right-hand corners. So you're going to come down the main straight, over the start finish, you go into a left-hander, which has got a little bit of a fast-paced corner, and then you got to get hard on the brakes for turn 2, which is that hairpin that we've got. From there on, you go through a fast right-hander down a long straight again, that also then comes back down again into another right-hander, and then just before you finish the lap, you've got a very sharp right-hander with another one after that, and then a sharp left into a little bit of a straight with a fairly quick left-hander into the start finish. So this is a very difficult or tricky track to drive. You can make mistakes out here, and I can promise you one small mistake in either Division 2 and Division 1 is going to cost you big time.
Totally, yes, and as we can see so far, Michael Rust in pole position with a 1:00.4, and about 0.4 behind him, Waldo Swiegers in second place. Jan Goos currently in third place with a 1:09.
I know these times are extremely fast. I mean, if I have a look at the Division 1 times, you're just under the 1 minute 4, 1 minute 5 seconds. Sorry, 1 minute 04, 1 minute 05 seconds for Division 1. And by the looks of this, even for Division 2, the times difference between the pole position and I think that 7th or 8th position is about 1 second in the times, or if I'm not wrong, it should be 1.5 seconds. So the times is quick, the pack is small for Division 2, but don't let that fool you. Even a small field of racing cars can give excellent racing conditions out there.
That's 100% correct, because when everyone's bumper to bumper, or you get little matchups, because that's what's the funny thing about those quali sessions, is that I'm noticing some guys are driving close to one another. Like right now, I believe it's Craig. Is that Craig who's driving in Div 2 right now?
No, the drivers for Division 2 is Michael Rust, Waldo Swiegers, Kian Goos, Rian van der Westhuizen, Johan Niemand, Joni Lee Marcham, Gerrit Niemand, Shaw Randall, and I think that fills up the pack for today. There's unfortunately a few drivers that is not out there, which is quite sad to see. But unfortunately, this is sim racing, and technical difficulties can cause drivers to not be able to partake in the race.
Yes. Who I actually saw what I read incorrectly. It's Rian. Rian is busy. Where is he now? Rian is following Gerhard Niemand at the moment, and he was following him really, really close, as if they were racing during qualifying. But I guess he's just letting him pull him around the track just so they can sit in that slipstream the whole time, so he can also post a really good lap time. Similar thing is actually happening now with Kian Hoos, who's following Waldo at the moment. He's following him really, really closely. So I think he's just trying to get just that little edge over Waldo so that he can get into P2.
Yeah, no, definitely. And unfortunately, as you were basically talking about that, I could see on your side of the cameras that he unfortunately ran wide, and Kia now does not have that slip anymore and has to try and push a fast lap all on his own at the moment.
Yeah, Michael Russ still there in the pole position with Waldo and Kian in third. Johan Niemand in fourth, Rian van der Westhuizen in fifth, Joni Lee in sixth place, and Charles Randall in seventh at the stage.
And I wouldn't throw away Kian just yet. There's about 4 minutes left, well, almost 5 minutes left of the qualifying session. And this youngster, he is known to pull a rabbit out of the hat when it comes to the last few laps of qualifying. And he might just jump up there into that pole position. And like I just said, he just jumped up into second position now with a 1:07. So I'm pretty sure he might push a little bit harder and try and take that pole position away from Michael.
That host blood is strong. Wow. I wanted to just bring our attention to the YouTube. I see Craig is in the YouTube. He's not racing. Jandre is also there. Mornay is also there. So what's up, everybody? Welcome. I hope you guys enjoy the racing today, because I know I'm excited for it. As you always know, I'm jumping around even though I'm outside, as Tommy said.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I'm wondering where's our normal, YouTube supporters. I don't see Voz out there. There's a few people that I don't see on the YouTube channel, but I also do see that we have 21 viewers at the moment. Guys, please hit that like button, share the link with your friends and family, let them all join in and have some excellent racing on the TV or even on the background for the Sunday afternoon. And then also please go to our Facebook page, give us a like and a follow there, and feel free to join in anytime on the YouTube channel, or even if you want to partake in the racing or have some fun with us, join the Discord channel and stay updated to everything that's happening out there. I see Andre Basson is also on the chat. He's usually racing in Division 2, but I'm not seeing him on the track, so I'm not too sure what's going on and where he is, or if he maybe even jumped up into Division 1. But it would be nice to see him out on the track today as well.
I'm just noticing some trains happening at the moment. Oh, and then someone just went off. Who was that? Who was Michael at the moment? As they're trying to just improve on their times at the moment. That's what I'm just noticing. It was Michael Rust, as well as I see Journey's right behind him now, catching up behind him. I see this is Johan Niemand at the moment. He's following.
I see we've got a latecomer into the Division 2. I think that is Rudy that just joined us. Yes, Rudy van der Westhuizen joined us in Division 2. He is one of the drivers that is supposed to be out there, but I do know that he has been having some issues with his PC, and I think, I hope he's got everything sorted and that he can at least compete in this race.
Oh yeah, Rudy is good. So clean, so respectful to other drivers. I hope he gets to drive today.
It seems like he is going out for his warm-up lap, and then he'll most probably only have one lap to put in a qualifying time. But don't throw him out yet. No matter where he starts in the race, he ends up fighting for position at a regular basis.
As we can see so far, about a second from pole position till 8th place. Yeah, and as we said, Rudy van der Westhuizen also joining, so we've got 9 cars on track for this Division 2 race. And like Tommy mentioned, it is still going to be a cracker. Close times, and yeah, we'll see what the drivers was gonna give us the showcase.
I know we can see Kian is really trying to push as hard as what he can for that pole position. But from what I can see, he's just not going to be able to take it away from Michael Rust there. And then right behind him with a 0.082 of a second gap between him and Waldo Swiegers, who is the top 3 drivers out on the grid at the moment. Then we've got Johan Niemand right behind them in 4th with about a 0.2 second gap between the two of them. And then Rian van der Westhuizen is also there with a 0.1 second gap between him and Johan. Then we've got the son of Johan Niemand, Gerard Niemand, that's also out racing. This is a father and son combination out on the track. And there's about a 0.2 second gap between Rian and Gerard. Then we've got Charles Randall, which is very nice to see him out on the track again as well. I know he's been out of racing for quite a while. He's got about a 0.8 second gap between him and the guy in front of him again. So the times is extremely close. There's less than a second or less than 0.3 of a second between all of these drivers when you look at the splits. So it's going to cause for some close and tight racing out there. So I'm quite excited to see what happens in this one. Well, qualifying session seems to be over. The guys is loading out, and then we're going to get ready for the race of Division 2, the first race for today. And they will be doing 2 races. Race number 1 will be 15 minutes plus 1 lap, and then race number 2 will be 17 minutes plus a lap. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens out there and how the guys will be performing. So let's all sit back, get a drink, fill up the popcorn or the chips, and just enjoy the racing.
Great. Yeah, we will, as we said, qualifying is over, and we will be switching servers, and we will be right back with the start of the race. And we are back live from Srac Polo. Yeah, just a shout out to our sponsors, Sukamisa Upholstery and Motor Trimming. Thank you for the effort you guys put in as well. And yeah, everyone is back on track and we are getting ready for race 1.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. One thing that I also just noticed, the fact that Kian and Michael Rust, we have a veteran and a rookie going at it, leading the pack today. This is going to be really tough. Who's going to blink first at turn 1, I wonder? Or actually turn 2 here, because that hairpin is tough.
I won't throw away turn 1 as yet, you know. Turn 1, yes, coming off the start, it's not that hectic, but you still want to try and get the best drive in and out of turn 1 so that you can put yourself in that whole shot position for turn 2. Because if you get a good drive out of turn 2, I'm pretty sure you can actually take this one from start to finish if you keep your head clear and you just, you you stay calm and just get through the race doing what you need to do, whether it is attacking or defending. But going through turn 2 is going to be a very big determining factor on how your race should be going for the rest of this one.
Oh, I'm just excited. I'm so amped. Any predictions?
I am not going to put on the commentator's curse. I'm sorry, that is not going to happen. We do have a very good starting grid. We've got from pole position to the end of the field, we've got Michael Rust, Kian Gous, Waldo Swiggers, Johan Niemand, Rian van der Westhuizen, Gerrit Niemand, Shaw Randall, Joni Lee, and Rudy van der Westhuizen. That is your, at the moment I can see 9 drivers out on the track, but if I'm not wrong, we're supposed to be 10 drivers out there. I'm just not sure who we're missing at the moment.
Yeah, I'm also not too sure.
We're definitely missing someone. I'm just not sure who we're missing.
We're sorry for whoever we're missing.
Yeah, no. Well, it's going to be an interesting one. I see, it's at the moment we are standing at almost 25 minutes past 4 as it comes to the racing time. We are a little bit behind on the time. I think this clock might be a little bit broken, but it is what it is. Then we've got a very nice track or temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, so it's nice and hot. We've got a slight breeze of a 5 km/h wind. The track temperature is about 35 degrees Celsius, and this is going to be a good one. It seems like we've got track grip of 100%, so it might either go a little bit up or a little bit down, but the grip is good, the track looks nice, we've got great weather, so I'm pretty sure and excited for this one. It's going to be one hell of a race out there.
Yes. Just seeing the YouTube that Stanley Fenter is also here. Welcome, Stanley. Oh, and Stanley is worried about being at the back of Div 1. Oh, I'm not going to say anything there. Div 1's going to be Div 1, as we all know how Div 1 gets.
Yeah, no, but I also saw on the YouTube channel, Cleo, now that you mention it, we've got Jandre that has bumped up into Division 1. We've got Anthony Maritz that bumped up into Division 1. We've got Andre Basson that bumped up into Division 1. So this is 3 Division 2 drivers that has made the cut for Division 1 and will be doing their first races in Division 1. So I'm pretty sure they're sitting on the edges of their seats, biting those nails or doing whatever they have to do to try and calm the nerves, because Division 1 is nerve-wracking out there. And that's to say the least of it. It is super, super intense out there.
That is so true. That is so true. Computer,
See, the guys are preparing. I'm just on board with Kian Gous there, and see the guys preparing and making sure that everything is working.
tire pressures are right, wings are at the right angle, cars are low enough, everyone is ready for that final push. But I'm just excited to hear that so many guys graduated to Div 1. So I wonder if we had any graduation parties, graduation ceremonies, throwing the caps in the air, or should we say helmets, going into the new division. It would be quite good to see them there and applying their trade over there.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see. Well, we've got about 30 seconds left before light is out and the race starts. So Peter, are you going to take us off the line
Yes.
for this one?
Yes, the lights are on and we are racing. See, Mike Russ has a good start there with Keon. Michael holding the line on the outside to get the inside line for turn 2.
Oh, this is hectic, going 3 wide into or through the corners as they're now running down into that very fast right-hander where you basically go flat foot and then you got to ease off a little bit, maybe drop a gear as you go through the next right-hander again. So I'm glad to see that Kian has actually worked his way there into pole position and he's got the whole shot for this one. But he can't just relax yet. Michael Rust is all over the back of his bumper. And then we've also got Valdes Swiggers that's in the mix trying to run around the outside as Valdes now having a look up on the inside of Kian. But Kian closes the door there on Michael. But he's sitting now on the outside line again as they're going down into the second. Well, this is now the last corner before the start finish. So you can see the track is quite short and the racing is intense out there already, and the race has just started, as I can see there at the back. I'm not too sure who those drivers are, but they are going 3 wide down the straight, which will always end up causing a little bit of problems, as one of the drivers just went off, unfortunately.
Yes, that was Gerhard Niemand who just lost control over there and went and spun out, but I'm sure he'll just get back up and keep going. One thing I just find funny is that fight between Michael Rust and Kian Coase. Kian was saying, yes, I respect my elders, but my elders must also respect me, took the position and trying to run away with it. But Michael Rust is saying, no, young boy, no, young blood. I will show you how we do this. This is going to be so tough, so much fun to see.
Yeah, I have to say Kian did well to keep on that inside line, and it worked well for him. So, but also great racing between Michael and Kian at the start.
Right now, I'm watching Valdes Swiggers chasing Charles Randall right now. Like, he's just on his bumper, like tow rope engaged, holding on, letting Charles actually pull him around a bit. We'll see how they actually survive during turn 2. Will he try and make a move? No, he doesn't. He actually just backs out from it and giving him his space.
I think that was more a little bit of a strategic move, you know, where he backs out, gets a little bit of a slower drive into the corner, and then you get that very fast exit as you come down that long straight where you can build up some nice speed to try and run the slipstream and then make your move on the next corner where it's a little bit safer and you won't compromise your race or someone else's race.
I just saw a little contact there between Michael and Kian, that they were controlling it very well. Unfortunately, Johan Niemand used the opportunity to go into the lead and chasing with Michael and Kian hot on his heels now.
I just saw a door was left open by Valdo, and Charles Randall just went in on the inside of the last corner. There was a little contact, but they're still good. They're still all right. Robin's racing, as they say, so let's see how this keeps progressing.
Oh, Cleo, I hope for your sake that my mom is not on the YouTube channel, because she just hates that line when people uses it. You know, she's a racing driver herself as well as my stepfather, and they very firmly believe that rubbing is not racing. If you cannot make a move cleanly, then, you know, it's not racing. So she might just, you know, be a little bit angry at you for that one.
I guess it's also the ones who say it are the ones who are not paying for the racing, I guess. I think that's probably why we say it.
That is most probably very true. But I can see up front we've got a very nice fight going on there between Michael Rust, Johan Niemand and Kian Coase. And then right behind them you've got Rian van der Westhuizen, who's also slowly but surely closing the gap onto them. He's going to just, you know, hang back and wait it out and hopefully wait for one of them to make a mistake so he can capitalize on that one. As you can see, Kian was a little bit aggressive on that pass that he made there on Johan Niemand, but luckily all of them came through the corner in one piece and no one has lost out majorly on the race there.
The battle there for 6th place as well between Charles Randall and Gerhard Niemand is also hotly contested.
Yeah, that battle, I was actually following that as well. as Tommy was talking about what was happening at the front, I was looking at the middle. I was like, wow, these guys are fighting tooth and nail for that position. I'm also just on board with Joni at the moment, and she's just taking it easy, going around the track, going through what she needs to go through just to catch up to the guys, and then probably take a position near the end of this race. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, no, I had a bit of a chat to her a little bit earlier just before the racing started, and she mentioned that, she's having a little bit of difficulties with the track and getting the car stable and getting through the track. So she's trying her best to, keep her calm and just keep the car on the track, but this has always been, one of the most difficult tracks for me as well to race on. So it becomes difficult, and as long as you finish the race and you get those points, then you're still clear for the championship. The moment you stop racing and you miss out on points, then you start taking a drop in the championship.
It's 100% correct.
See, now Rudy is also not letting Johan Niemann get away for that third podium position.
I think that's Rian that's in
Yeah,
fourth
sorry,
position.
Rian van der Westhuizen, yeah.
I think we actually lost Rudy. Yeah, I don't see Rudy out on the track, and then we lost another driver because we've only got 8 drivers out on the track, and we were 10 drivers when it came down to qualifying. So again, we're still missing someone.
There's a ghost driver. Is it maybe one of the YouTubers? I'm not too sure. I don't know what's going on.
Well, Cleo, if you have a little bit of a look on the YouTube channel, you are in a bit of a trouble. I can see Karen is on the YouTube channel there, and she just said, she just swore a little bit when you made that comment.
I'm sorry, Karen. Please don't beat me on the track. Don't beat me. Don't tell me what rubbing really means when we race. Oh, but this is really tight, this race itself. Kian and Michael are pushing each other to the limit and over the limit at times. I just see Michael's in front of Kian at the moment, but Kian is again just right on it. They're both trying to run away with this race. And Johan is just waiting to pick up the scraps, showing that vulture blood. I will scavenge whatever is there, but Rian van der Westhuizen says, I will scavenge you if I have to. I also want to win this. So this is really tight racing that we're seeing right now.
Now, I'm giving it about another 2 or 3 laps even, and we're going to start coming down to another very nice battle between Johan Niemann, Rian van der Westhuizen, and Waldo Swiegers, because I can actually see that Waldo is also catching onto the back there of Rian, so that might even brew down into a 3-way battle for fourth position, or is that, no, that's third position, sorry. So it's going to be close because you've got the 2 leading racing drivers for Division 2 that is running right on each other, that's got to fight that out straight through the end, and then you've got the next 3 drivers that's also going to have to end up fighting it all the way to the end of this race. And with these cars it's quite difficult because you've got extremely good grip on the car and brakes for the first, say, 6 laps, and after that it's like racing on a bloody ice rink with these things.
So true.
And as I just mentioned, I can see on the screen so far that Waldo Swiegers has now actually made his move there onto Rian and worked his way up into, I think that is fourth position. So now if Rian can just hook a toe onto the back of him, they can both start working together and then get past Johan Niemann. But I can promise you, racing against someone like Johan, it is extremely difficult to get past him. He knows how to make that car as wide as what the track is wide, and he knows how to keep the best defensive line. So it's not going to be easy to get through into the third position for Waldo.
This is tough. This is tight racing that we're seeing. Peter, are you seeing what's actually also happening at the front? Those 2 are just running with it.
Yes, it's quite a handful for me to jump between the 2 dices that we get. One for first place and then also that one for third. Johan just running a little bit wide there at the back, giving Waldo the opportunity to get much closer.
Well, well, sorry, as I'm busy chatting to you guys and watching the racing as well, I'm also keeping a close eye on the YouTube channel, and I'm extremely happy to see that we've got Voz in the YouTube channel. She's one of our regular supporters. Thank you for joining. And then I see Shaw Randall that is, a little bit upset at the moment. I can see him on the pits or in the pits at the moment in the race, because you've got this little button on your steering wheel that's called the back to pits button. And if you press it by accident, you go back to the pits and you're out of the race. And it seems like he accidentally pressed that little button and he's out of this one and this is back in the pits. It's a little bit of a sad one there. But I'm sorry, I do have to laugh at it. It is a terrible thing, and it has happened so many times to me and other drivers that I know of.
That's why I do not have that button mapped anywhere on my rig. I make sure that button cannot be pressed ever.
I've got the button, but it's right behind my steering wheel at the bottom. So I need to physically get in underneath the steering wheel and then, find the button and press it. So I can't accidentally press it, but it is there.
My back to pits button is on the circuit breaker for the house, so that's how it works for me.
If the power goes off, your race is ended.
Exactly.
See, Johan Iemand and Waldo Swiggers, they are doing a very good job racing next to each other, corner by corner, and managing well. Great racing, guys.
That is beautiful to see. I actually also just jumped in and seen Waldo trying to go on the outside, but look at that respect. Look at these drivers showing the courtesy to one another. I don't know if that was a little touch from the back. Did I just curse it? I'm not too sure.
No, I don't think so. I think I saw you on the previous lap as well, running a little bit wide there. Maybe trying to brake late and just pushing the car a little bit too fast through that turn 2.
That is then good. I'm not cursing then.
Guys, this track is very difficult to run side by side. It is not a very wide track, but the corners is so tight and close that you can't really afford running wide out of a corner, due to the fact that the moment you hit that kitty litter or the grass on the outside, you goners. I mean, the cars tends to just slide if they hit the grass, and if they hit the kitty litter, it's like, if you have coming down a mountain pass at the end of the road, you've got that little gravel sand pit for the trucks if their brakes maybe fails coming down there. And that's exactly what this kitty litter does to these cars. It just stops them dead in the tracks, and you've got no way of regaining momentum quickly enough to keep the spot there.
Yeah, just as you're saying the stuff, yeah, that's exactly what just happened. They were so close to one another. There was some contact, and one went off. That was unfortunate, but it happens.
Yeah, also great to see that Johan Iemand waited for Waldo to get back onto track again, respecting the little contact there. But that also gave Rian van der Westhuizen the opportunity to get much closer as well.
No, when it comes to sim racing, it's exactly what it is. It's simulation racing. So there's no way of really having damage on the cars or anything like that. So we do have a few rules that we try and implement and at least try and adhere to. Which one of them is the no contact, and if you do make contact with a driver and they do go off the track, be a gentleman enough and rather wait for the driver to rejoin the track, give him back his position, even if that means you're going to be losing out on position, because just as much as what you are losing out on position, so are the other driver. So we do have about 2 or 3 main rules that we like to adhere to, but at the end of the day, all in all, very well done to all of the drivers, and you can see there's a lot of respect out there on the track.
That's 100% correct. I've just jumped onto Kian's car. Wow, I'm just trying to imagine the gray hairs Michael is getting from all this pressure that Kian's giving him, but also the gray hairs that Kian was getting with all the pressure that Michael's putting him under. Because he's chasing so close. They're spread out a little more now than it was a few laps earlier. But again, the race isn't over, but it's nearly over. So it's like now or never, basically.
And I can see there's about, what, 40 seconds left of this race as they just go over the start-finish line. So that means they'll be finishing this lap and then still have another lap left to go in this race. So this is going to come down to the last 2 laps for this race, and it seems like it's going to be extremely close out there.
Very much so. Who's going to salvage the point? Is anyone going to make a little mistake? Hopefully not, but again, I don't jinx things. That's on Peter's and Tommy's role as commentator.
Now, so far I'm switching too fast to do any commentator's curse. Getting all the action.
I don't know how I can be a commentator's curse. I mean, I try and speak to the people that's not even on the camera, so I mean, I can't curse them if something happens to them or the guys that is on the camera. That's not up to me or on me. That is on Cleo and his son Gorma that he goes and visits on a regular basis.
That's Mr. Bones for you. That's what Mr. Bones always says every day.
Well, I have to also just mention, you know, we still have Joni out there on the track who is driving the race that she is racing in, and she's doing whatever she can just to get to the end of this race and, you know, get those points that she can get. Because as the point scoring is from, I think it's from first place up until 10th position in Division 2. So she'll at least still get the points no matter where she finishes. But as long as you finish the race, you get your points. If you don't finish the race, you don't get points at all. So very well done for her to, you know that she's struggling with the car and this track especially, and yet she still gets onto the track and she still races the race and gets those points that she needs for this championship.
As we see there, Michael Rust winning the first race with Kian second, Waldo in third, Ron Niemand, Rian van der Westhuizen, Gerard Niemand and Joni Lee. Great racing.
Awesome race right there. One thing I also wanted just everyone to know, the fastest lap that we actually saw, Kian Host with a 1 minute .461 and Michael with a 1 minute .560 and Valdo with a 1 minute .572. This was how close and how far on the edge. Those were qualification times that they were doing during the race. That was insane.
Very close.
These times are very close and extremely fast. I also see that even between Michael Rust and Waldo Swiegers, there was about a 0.012 gap between the fastest, or between the two of them and their fastest lap times. So overall in this field, you've got extremely fast guys and extremely close racing.
That is
Great. Okay, everyone, sit back and relax a little bit. We're going to be switching over soon for the race 2. We will be right back. great balls of fire, and we are back live from Srac Polo for race 2.
This is going to be tough.
Yeah, no, well, one of the good things that we have, and one of the changes that we've made to the racing, is that we do not have the reverse grid anymore. So the drivers start their second race in the same positions where they finished their first race. It just allows the faster drivers to have a little bit of a better drive, and for the slower guys to, you know, also have a great race. Because when it comes to a full reverse grid on your second race, you've got the slower drivers in the front, and unfortunately sometimes it does end up with the faster drivers making contact with them because they're trying to, you know, get into the front as quickly as possible, and that ends up causing some problems.
Here we go, 10 seconds.
The race director said everything is a go, and we are going to be racing again. Off we go. Michael Ken's got a great start with Kian trying to get onto that inside line. Just couldn't get there this time. See Michael defending that inside line.
It's a very great start for this race, and again we've got a very early battle here between Michael Rust and Kian Goos, as Michael is really running the best racing line, trying to defend, and Kian is trying to have a look up on the inside, but Michael gets a little bit of a better drive out, and he's still stuck on the outside with Kian Goos now being on the inside. Will he have a look up again? Yes, he does. And unfortunately, he was right there on the inside as they go into the corner, and some contact there between Michael and Kian there. But all go through the corner, and all of the racing is still going.
Wow, that was nail-biting stuff right there, because Kian just left his nose there, like he stuck it in and he didn't move it, and Michael had to concede the position. But as you saw, as he left one of the last few corners, Kian just had a little bit of an issue, and Michael's managing to crawl back some space back and basically catch back up to him. And
yeah,
there's more action at the back.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you know, just like 2 or 3 cars down the grid, we've got a nice four-way battle going on there in the background. Not to show who those drivers are. I think that's Gerrit Niemand, Joni Lee, and who else is in the mix there? Rian van der Westhuizen, and I think Waldo Swiegers. So those 4 drivers is really also going at it in the mid pack to the back of the pack there.
Wow. This is what I love about our races, SRAC races. There's so much action is happening. Like there's so many things to look at. It makes commentary fun because you just sit back and let the drivers entertain all of us. Oh, I see Mike and Kian are side by side going into turn 1.
Yeah, and you can see they're running side by side there, and Michael is trying. He had the inside line, but unfortunately had to give it up, but he's going for the switchback there. Very nicely done from Michael, as he just made that switchback on Kian Goos, and he's now running full on out of the corner, but he's got Kian right behind him, busy running his slipstream. So going through this next right-hander into that very quick right-hander, and then the chicane, is going to be quite interesting to see what happens there. And I'm pretty sure this is again going to be a battle all the way to the end of the race. And then we've also got another few drivers in the mix. Johan Niemand, and I think that's Waldo Swiegers that's now also caught up to the back of them. So this is also going to be an interesting four-way battle in the front of the pack and not just at the back of the field.
Can we just salute Michael Rust for the composure that he had under all that pressure? Kian is now doing it again. Too wide over turn 1 again.
Oh, you can see Kian Goos really cutting that corner very close. Unfortunately, putting that Polo onto 2 wheels and causing some little bit of chaos on the track there. But all of the drivers seems to come through cleanly, and we still got Michael Rust in the lead. I think that's now Kian Goos and Waldo Swiegers that's having a fight there for second position, and we've got Johan Niemand there in fourth that's also coming into the mix. putting his nose right on the inside there of Kian Goos, now taking that position from Kian again as well. So he's gonna have to fight his way through the field now. Now he's got 3 people to contest with, and not just Michael Rust for that first position.
Let's look at that composure. All that chaos, yet they're still all going. Everyone is still driving. Everyone is just minding their own business. That was beautiful car control by all the drivers up front.
Yeah, this is Division 1 racing we are busy watching here in the front of Division 2. It is extremely good racing. Very well done to all of the guys out on the track there.
Oh wow, wow! Let me just quickly see what the YouTubers are saying, because yeah, this is this is some intense stuff. I even see Craig saying that this is a race. Yes, this is racing. You tuned in now. That's why there's no Formula One this weekend. It's not because of their race calendar. It's because SRAC is racing today. They have to wait for us.
You know, it would be actually quite interesting to know if some of those guys actually watch these types of racing and what they would think of it. Yeah, no, I can see some of the comments as well. We've got a lot of support out there for Michael Rust and Kian Goos, and then also some of the regular drivers like Charles Randall and his supporters from SSRL. And then I can also see a comment again from Karen saying, you know, that's one of the oldest tricks in the book, pushing the driver to overshoot the corner. You brake a little bit early and then you cut back to the inside, and then you get that drive out on him there.
That is experience for you. Experience.
Yeah, and then we've also got some, you know, like Craig saying the guys in the front is playing dangerous games, you know, with pushing so hard, and you know it's going to end up with some tears every now and then. But again, it is racing, and if you don't push it as hard as possible, you'll never be able to improve your driving skill or, you know, your place on the grid.
See now Rian also now trying to get closer to Charles. Battle for that 6th place.
Oh yes.
Now, there's a very little gap between the two of them there.
I'm pretty sure Charles trying to make up for what happened in the last race by pressing that button. He's probably driving with his pinkies at the moment, saying, "Nope, I'm not pressing any button now. Rian, you're gonna have to earn this."
I think he might have, in between races, you know, just pulled the plug on that button and said, no, I'm not using you anytime soon again.
No pits needed. I'm gonna run one stint, the full race, no pit stops. That's my strategy.
Yeah, we've got a shout out there from Peter Grobler on the YouTube channel, shouting for Mike Carras, saying that it's an old man race, or it's old man racing out there. Hey guys, we can't give away the people's age here. That's just not fair.
That's not fair. We must respect our elders, and we can see the skill that he's putting down, though.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's a very, very good racing driver, coming from a long line of racing in real life as well as sim racing. And I mean, he is also the son of Tony Rust, who is the founder of Tony Rust Raceway in Namibia. So I mean, he's grown up in the sport. He knows what it's all about. He is very clued up and a veteran, as you would say it, Cleo, for racing.
I just saw that Rian actually made his move on Charles and took the spot, and he's just walking away now from it. So it's as if Charles was holding him back, or Rian is just, he's found his inner center and he's just gonna find a way to make this Polo fly down this track.
I know, again, you know, it all comes down to the last few laps of the race. With these cars burning the tires, burning the fuel, as well as the brakes on it, so it's going to make for some interesting racing down the line. And as I can look at the times, we've still got Michael Rust in first position, and then we've got Waldo Swiegers behind him, but there's about half a second gap between the two of them. So Michael's got a slight bit of a breather, and nothing much to worry about just yet, but he needs to keep his head clear and, you know, try and, you know, keep going through the race. And as I was busy talking about that, you know, I kind of put a little bit of a curse on it, and I see there was some contact between Waldo and Michael out there as well. but both drivers came through it and still in the same positions, and will continue this fight.
Just as we said before, you and Peter have the curse, not me. Not me.
It's not us, it's you that's sitting there with Mr. Bones that's just causing us to look like we are the curses.
I have to say, when I saw that happen, it wasn't too much of a curse, maybe just like a quarter of a one, and but always good, and the guys continued. And I have to say, hats off for all the car control we've seen so far today.
Very much so. One thing I also want to commend Valdo is that I just saw his best lap that he actually did just now was a 1 minute .483. I'm not sure if that's the fastest lap we've seen the whole day, and he's doing it in this race. I don't know where this Valdo came up. The Valdo we saw in race 1 was not doing this. He's making Michael sweat right now. He's driving the door handles of this Polo. He believes he doesn't have a Polo anymore. He thinks he has like a Phaeton or something. I don't know what he's doing. For the VW fans out there, you know what the Phaeton is. You know.
You know, I've done a few races with Valdo Swiggers in the past already, and he's a very good driver, but he's very patient. He doesn't make moves where he knows that he's going to cause a problem. So he'll rather hang back and, you know, just put you under so much pressure to try and get you to, you know, make a mistake, and he can capitalize on it. But with someone like Michael Rust, that game plan just doesn't work. This guy knows how to handle pressure. He knows how to keep his head clear, and he focuses in front of him on the track, and he will not give you the opportunity to, you know, intimidate him from behind. So it's going to be an interesting race to see what Valdo does, if he's maybe going to try and make a move at a point and see if he can maybe just, you know, get or take that position instead of get it. But I'm pretty sure that Michael's got this one in the bag, and I'm not cursing him. I just believe that Michael will be able to finish this one in pole position again.
Yeah. I believe Craig believes the exact same thing. He says that Michael has this in the bag. That's what he said in YouTube, and that he should keep it steady. Yeah, and that's one thing we know about Michael. He's calm. Calm under that pressure. He can do it. But then again, Valdo is pushing him really hard.
Yeah, so far as Peter Grobler in the YouTube, yeah, I've got my hands full here switching between all the action, Peter. Yeah, don't mind that Tommy and Leo go with the talking. Now as we see Michael, Valdo and Kian bringing up the top three, and yeah, everyone is a little bit stretched out now, but yeah, so far good racing.
That's true. That is good. Such awesome racing. I'm actually on board with Joni at the moment. She's just biding her time, getting the laps in, just doing what is necessary, seeing what she can pick up, given that she doesn't like this track that much. But that's what we love about racing, is that even if we don't like the track, we still want to race. We still jump on it and get it done.
Yeah, no, I have to really just say I'm very proud of her for, you know, going out there and racing her race, no matter how difficult that is, and how, you know, it tends to get a driver, you know, down a little bit when you struggle with a track and you just can't get your lines right, you can't get your braking points right, you struggle, you don't want to do it, but yet she goes out and she gets in the car and she does it. So I really, you know, I don't know how to say it, I can't get the word, I know it's a specific word and I just can't get on it. But I'm very proud of her for doing that.
Yes, we salute you, Johnny. We salute you. Since the drivers are so spread out at the moment, apart from Valdo and Michael, who are just putting that pressure on one another. Michael saying, keep up. Valdo saying, keep going. Let's see who's going to actually buckle first, if anyone will. There's still about 4 minutes to go, and there's still a lap. So, and as Tommy said, those tires will fall off, and we will see what ends up happening.
Yeah, you know, I'm wondering if Valdo is not now starting to play a little bit more of a strategic race at the moment. as you know the laps goes down and the time runs out, you start to get less and less grip on the car. So I wonder if he maybe didn't just ease off a little bit instead of trying to fight for the position, just maintain that gap and keep it steady, saving that tires a little bit, and then coming down to the last, say, 2 or 3 laps for the race, then going at it flat out again. Maybe letting Michael burn out his tires and his brakes and end up not having that much of grip and that good racing conditions at the end of the race, and he can just capitalize on it then. Or whether his tires is already burnt out from trying to fight for that position, and now he can't keep up anymore, and Michael rather saved his tires and can now run away with it.
Peter, is that so? Do you think that is the case? What Tommy is actually saying, because you're the great grand wizard of racing to us.
Yeah, if I can recall, yeah, the tires is gonna be a major factor to look at. And if you can look at, it seems like Michael have got about the first half of the track. He pulls out a little bit of a gap onto Waldo, and then that's the second half. Waldo seems to get a little bit closer again. Yeah, so it will, like with 2 minutes to go, I would imagine all boils back to whose tires has been in a better condition at the end of the race. And as you can see again, Michael pulls out a 0.8 gap in the first few corners, and then the last few corners Waldo is getting it back again, getting up to about 0.4, 0.5 behind Michael. So it's very evenly at this stage. Both of them have got a little bit of a strong point to play at.
And if I have a little bit of a look at the live timings, in Sector 1, Michael Rust is about almost 0.1 of a second faster than what Waldo is, where in Sector 2 they are doing more or less the same time, and then in Sector 3 Waldo is again faster than what Michael Rust is. So straight through the track, you've got your faster sectors and you've got your little bit of a slower sector, but they're quite evenly matched. If I look at the one's got a faster sector than the other one in the beginning and at the end, and in the middle they are quite fairly matched on the time.
Yes, totally. I've seen 1 or 2 laps ago, yeah, they're doing a 1:00.4.5, and like you say, the one is just quicker in the first part of the track, and then the other one catch up again in the later part of the track.
Just a war of attrition, basically. They're just gonna take it all the way till the end. Funny enough that we haven't spoken about Kian Post that much. He actually fell quite a bit back off of them, because that's how fast those two are pushing. And Kian is just running his own race in P3, basically. Hoping that Johan doesn't catch him or he doesn't mess up on a corner, because as we know, with his polos, you touch one of the curbs, you might go flying.
Yeah, no, I think Kian had a little bit of miscommunication of his pit crew, as what Craig said on YouTube channel, that he think Kian might have the wrong tires on. So, I'm not too sure whether the pit crew maybe made a mistake and put some old tires on the car instead of a fresh set of tires, and that he's battling a little bit out there with the car. But he's maintaining a decent pace, and they're not pulling away from him that much, but he's also not gaining on them. And also, again, behind him, Johan Niemand, who's also not gaining on him, but he's also not pulling a bigger gap on Johan again.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He's running the wrong tires at the moment. Because, yeah, that's what you do not want happening. But he's still running a good race. To get a podium on the wrong tires, that really shows the driver skill that we have there in many coasts.
Yeah, totally. As soon as you got some problems during the race, all that you need to do is just focus on consistency, and it will get you the results. And yeah, I mean, he's a podium, and yeah, well driven as well.
I'm not too sure what happened there, but I can actually see on the times that Johan Niemand is actually busy catching Kian at the moment, and Kian just dropped about another 2 seconds down from Waldo Zwiger, and then Waldo has dropped down a lot from Michael Rust. So I'm not too sure what happened there, whether his tires is completely burnt out, but he has now dropped down to 3 seconds behind, but we are on the final lap. So it seems like Michael Rust will be finishing there in first position for this race out there tonight again.
Yeah, as you say, yeah, Michael first position, Waldo second, Kian third, Johan Niemand fourth, Gerard Niemand, Rian van der Westhuizen, Charles Randall and Joni Lee.
Yeah, no, so Michael had a 1-1 for this race, starting in pole position on the qualifying, finishing in first position in race 1, and then again in first position in race 2. So he had an excellent night of racing out there, and he's actually running with added weight. I think, if I'm not wrong, he should be, or it's Valdo that's running with weight.
Yeah.
Cleo, I can see on your screen you've got the drivers up. Can you see there if any of them has got added weight to their cars? I think that's Valdo and Kian that's running with weight.
Aldo and Keon both had weight. Those are the two that actually had the ballast. Michael didn't have any weight, any ballast in his car.
Yeah, and with these cars, one of the rules that they've got in this class, both Division 1 and Division 2, is where depending on where you stand in the championship, you do get a weight penalty for the top 10 positions. So from first up until 10th gets added weight. I think first position is 75 kilograms of weight, down to, I think, the last position gets about 10 kilos of weight. And it makes a very, very, very big difference in weight or in handling on the cars and your braking positions and all of those things when it comes to the weight that is added to the cars.
That's true. So true.
Well, guys, I am very happy to say that I do love keeping you company in the commentators booth. But unfortunately, my crew chief is busy shouting, screaming, and swearing at me already, because I need to strap into the driver's seat, jump into that Division 1 race, and hope that everything goes well out there. So from my side, enjoy the rest of the commentating. For everyone that is watching on the YouTube channel, supporting out there, thank you very much for joining us. When Peter and Cleo will be keeping you company for the rest of Division 1 races. And I hope I'll be seeing you guys at the end of Division 1 for a little bit of a chat before we end today's racing event. Cleo and Peter, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be with you guys.
Thanks, Tommy. Cheers. Good luck racing.
Thank you very much.
Great, Tommy. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, Cleo, as we see now, Division 2 was some awesome racing, and we are quite excited to look what the Division 1 guys are going to do.
Oh yes, I am itching. If Division 2 was that close and had that much skill, Division 1 is going to be the greatest thing we've ever going to see today on this Sunday for sim racing. So I'm excited. Tommy's going to go in there with the insights that he learned watching the other guys drive and the lines that they are taking. So does he have an advantage? Maybe, maybe not. It also really comes down to the skill set that's actually there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, as we've seen, Division 2 race just being done. Yeah, and Michael Rust, congratulations there for the double. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just have a little break until we start Division 1 proceedings. And yeah, we will be right back. Again, just sit back and relax. Maybe get a coffee or a refresher to drink, and we'll catch you right back again for the Division 1 race.
come on, turn the radio on. It's Friday night and I won't be long. Gotta do my hair, put my makeup on. It's Friday night and I won't be long till I hit the dance floor, hit the dance floor. I got all I need. No, I ain't got cash, I ain't got cash, but I got you, baby.
Just you,
Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. I don't need no money as long as I get dancing. Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long. Gotta paint my nails, put my high heels on. It's Saturday and I won't be long till I hit the dance floor, hit the dance floor. I got all I need. I ain't got cash, I ain't got cash, I got you, baby. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I can really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I can really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
yeah. Somebody take me back to the day before this was a job, before I got paid, before it ever mattered what I had in my bank. Yeah, back when I was trying to get a tip at Subway, and back when I was rapping for the hell of it. But nowadays we rapping to stay relevant. I'm guessing that if we can make some wishes out of airplanes, then maybe, yo, maybe I'll go back to the days before the politics that we call the rap game. And back when ain't nobody listened to my mixtape. And back before I tried to cover up my slang. But this is for the data, what's up, Bobby Drake. So can I get a wish to end the politics and get back to the music that started this shit? So here I stand, and then again I say, I'm hoping we can make some wishes out of airplanes, some wishes out of airplanes. Yeah. You want more than diamond, more than gold. Let the majors take control. Me and you, girl, you and me. Jump into the floor and make me see your energy because me not play no hide and seek. Walk is anything you ever make me feel weak, girl. Free. Cause anytime you whine and catch it, the selector pull it up and put it on repeat, girl. Me not touch a dollar, no me pocket, cause nothing in this world ain't more than what you worth. You worth more than diamond, more than gold. When the majors take control. You worth more than diamond, more than gold. We have to get out of control.
Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. I don't need no
You
money
worth more than diamond, more than gold.
as long as I can feel the beat.
When the majors take control. You worth more than diamond, more than gold. We have to get out of control. Like shooting stars. I'm pretty girls, show them it, girl. With a bang bang. I can really use a wish right now.
Children are starving and our houses are destroyed. Don't think
And we will be back with you. Yeah, as we can see, the live visuals is coming through again from Srac Polo, and we are in the last couple of minutes of the practice session. And Pieter Geldner is here on the flip side with Cleo Pasaula, my co-pilot for the Division 1 race. Cleo, any thoughts of the Division 2 race?
Division 2 race was amazing. That was the starter for today's meal. Now we're entering the main course. The start was good. Had nice little muscle dish, if I will. But now I'm going straight into it. Lazy Age Texan steak. That is Div 1.
And as we discussed just a moments before we switch live again, if I look at from first position till 18th position, only around a second difference between the times.
That is just amazing. A second between the two positions. Not the two positions, from the whole grid. Everyone is together, so it's like everyone is somewhat equal, if you will. So we're going to see a lot of racing, a lot of intense bumper-to-bumper stuff.
I have to say, if we saw what happened in Division 2, action all over the place, this is going to be one cracker of a race. I am probably going to have my hands full trying to catch all the action for us.
It might be similar to, was it when we were commentating the last races, where we just forgot that the race actually was a race, and there was just action after action after action every
Yes.
corner.
And the thing is, it goes so quickly. You use the start of the race, and then you've got the end of the race with all the action happening in between. But I have to say, the guys did a very well driven race in the Division 2 guys, and I have to say hats off to all of them.
Wow, I just saw something insane. I believe Craig Wesley, this is only practice, mind you. Craig Wesley must have visited the Sangoma because he pulled a 1 minute .291. He went from a 1 minute 4:14, if I'm not mistaken, to a 291. Don't know where he found the time, but he found it. Can he actually do that in quali? Because that is the fastest I think we've ever seen these polos go around here. That is so fast.
Yeah, I have to say that's a very rapid time. Have you seen a 59 second perhaps?
59, not yet. But seeing Craig pull that one out of the bag, maybe guys are saving that for quali, saving that energy, push it to that limit there. Because if Craig is doing this in practice, we need to watch out for him in qualifying to see what he can actually do.
Totally, I have to say, yeah, that is a very rapid lap that Craig Wesley has been putting up so far.
Just amazing. 19 drivers on the track right now. And yes, Craig has now changed it from being 19 drivers within a second to some are falling out because of that juju lap. but still, it's still going to be tight.
Yeah, I have to say, even the whole field, with only about just a little bit more than 1 second between them, it is going to be very close racing throughout the whole day. And as we said, the program will be the first race. We will do qualifying just after the practice, and then a 15-minute race plus 1 lap, and then the starting positions for the second race will be determined by the race finishing order, and race 2 will then be 17 minutes plus 1 lap, and can hardly wait for all the action to start.
Yes, same here. I just want to also let the viewers know, if they're wondering where Tommy is. Tommy is out on track right now. He's sitting, he just got overtaken now. He's sitting on P13 at the moment. But again, this is still just practice. This isn't the qualification rounds yet. This is just everyone feeling out the car, feeling out the track, getting used to what's actually happening. Wow, I still can't get over that. 1 minute .291. Wow.
I see also quite a few SSRL guys in the Division 1. Yeah, great going, guys. And yeah, thank you for joining the series. And yeah, to everyone racing, good luck and hope you have a lot of fun.
Just jumped into the YouTube now. I saw the winner of Div 2, the two Div 2 races is in the YouTube channel right now. Hi Michael, congratulations once again. And he's also saying good luck to Craig and all the NAM guys. So yes, Namibia! Woo! And good luck to the South African guys. Don't think I forgot you guys also.
Thank you.
Yes. And who else is here in the YouTube that I see? Voss is still there. Yeah. And yeah, no, I don't see anything else there. Hopefully if there are other viewers, there are 15 viewers watching right now, please jump into the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know who you think is going to win. Who's going to cause the upset. Who's going to press that NOS button and pass on the straight. Let us know. I think now we should be switching over to the other server now, to the actual qualification server.
Yeah, I think let's do that. Yeah, so everyone just hang back and we will be right back with the qualifying of the Division 1 race. And welcome back everyone. We are getting ready to get the visuals up and running for the qualifying. The guys are on their out laps, and as you can see there on screen, we're at Srac Polo, 8 corners, and while the guys are doing a qualifying run, I will hop on board with someone just to give us a track overview. And yeah, my co-pilot for this one, Cleopas Aula.
Oh, this is going to be amazing. As we saw in the practice session, Craig doing magic, getting a 1 minute .291 if I remember correctly. And now we're going to start seeing guys getting their times in. I see that Basil actually is sitting on pole right now with a 1 minute .626. But let's see as the times keep dropping. Oh, Ruan Host with a 364. I see guys were holding back in practice now. Let's see what happens.
As we can see, a lot of cars on track. Looks like we have 20 guys, 19 guys on track. It's gonna be a cracker of a race.
Yeah, these guys are going to push it to the limit and then some. Because just imagine that there's so many cars, there's going to be so many battles, but also so many opportunities for someone to make a mistake and crash. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but again, driving these polos on a track with these curbs can be very, very tricky. We saw what happened in the Div 2 race on turn 2 when Kian mounted the curb just a little bit and almost took out everyone, but everyone managed to walk away from that. So hopefully the same thing doesn't happen, but also does happen. And what do you know? Ruan pulls the cat out of the bag again. 1 minute .216. I thought Craig's time was fast. I'm seeing magic today.
Yeah, you can see the guys that put in the practice laps, and yeah, to get those kinds of laps is really it's magical. And yeah, as I mentioned off air, I did a few laps earlier in the week. Could manage some respectable times, but I'll rather sit on this side and look at all the action and see what the day and the guys bring us. Yeah.
Yeah, and that also for the viewers on YouTube who don't understand, like, Peter's very, very fast. Like, if you watched him in the SRSA race in the week where he managed to run the whole race on hards and still you came in P3 if I'm not mistaken.
No, actually,
So-
yeah, 5th, yeah.
Oh, P5, sorry. And you were running no pit stops, nothing, on hard tires with the TCR car. If you can't manage that type of time and you're running on the limit in the polos here, these guys are pushing these polos so hard.
Yeah, I have to say the guys are doing very well. As you can see, Ruan goes 100.2, Basil van Rijn 100.4, and then also Jason Nell 100.4, and I see Brett Crocombe jumping there to 4th position with a 100.5.
This is going to, our viewers are in for a treat. I see Rudy on YouTube is saying good luck. James Crook is also here, and congratulations to the SRAC guys. And he's getting ready for his MX5 race. So yes, and I also see Stevie that's also in here. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before. I hope you're going to enjoy what we're going to see in Div 1. It's going to be insane.
Also welcome to all the guys. I see some of the guys from Division 2 racing today in Division 1. I think Anthony Maritz is one of them. See also Anthony did a lot of practicing, and yeah, good luck for the race.
Was Andre Basson in Div 2 last week as well, or the last race?
Yes, he was also there, yes, Andre Basson.
And he's in P7 right now, showing that he is worthy to play with the big dogs. He is worthy. But then again, if we look at the times that are there, it's not like the Div 2 guys were that far off these times anyway, given that we are like a second between P1 and P19 from the practice session. So yeah.
Yeah, if I can recall, Michael Rust at a 1:00.4, I think, in the Division 2 qualifying. So that was also very, very nicely done.
And that would have put him basically in P2 or P3 right now.
Yes.
He was here right now. So there's not really a skill gap between the two divisions. It's more just on that day which driver was on top.
Yeah, and as we know, how we manage these races is you drive on a seeding server to put down your laps, your quickest lap time, and that will determine your division start. And yeah, sometimes, you know, life outside there happens, and sometimes technical difficulties or whatever is in our way, sometimes we don't get to these, and yeah, we will still give the guys the opportunity to race in Division 2, although, you know, life happens out there, and just to get everyone on board, and it's great to see that the guys are using those opportunities to actually come out and race with us.
It's always awesome to hear, always awesome to see. A quick update is that I see Craig actually pipped Basil, and now he's in P2. Didn't get his 291 lap like in practice, but he got a 357. So he's right behind Ruan at the moment. But I do see in Sector 2, he's done the best Sector 2 of anyone. But Ruan has the best Sector 1 and Sector 3. So we have to see what Craig can actually pull out.
He manages now 0.2 down on his delta, no, up on his delta, sorry, and he's gonna go pole
Wow!
with
Craig.
a 1:00.110.
Wow. Wow. Where are they finding the speed? Like, again, it's, if this is what, can we dare to say it, will we see a 59? We still have 6 minutes left of the quali section. Who's gonna do it? That's pretty much what needs to be done. Someone needs to get into the 59 to secure their spot.
That was a great lap. Yeah, I could see he followed Craig through that last few corners, and he made hit at apexes very well and got a good lap.
That is skill at the highest levels and calmness under that pressure. Just to get that lap down, not overdrive this Polo, because as fun as the Polo is on this track, if you make a little mistake, just like any other track, obviously, that ruins everything. Like, I'm just trying to remember when the last time when I was driving this with the TCRs. Yeah, this is a tough track. Like, it looks simple when you actually jump onto it, but to actually get that speed, you're driving on the limit the whole time, pushing the car to its limits of grips. That's also why we end up seeing these cars, tires, they just fall off at the end of the race, because the guys are driving them on the edge, on the knife.
Yes. I think I'm going to quickly hop onto on board with Jason L. Let him take us for a drive down the main straight, going down up to turn 1. Get that early turn in to get to the apex. Hard on the brakes for turn number 3. Accelerate hard through the right hand sweep. Get onto that apex, don't drift too wide. Jason currently in 4th position. Hold that apex. There's a slower driver just in front of him, but he moves over. Very well done. Hard on the brakes for the right hand corner. 90-degree right. And also another 90-degree right coming up. Sweep on the left hand side. Going down for the last corner. Nicely done, hit that apex very well and accelerate down the main straight.
Just look at that pedal control. He's just dancing on those pedals, but it's so smooth with his inputs.
Yes, yeah, and also improved a little bit on that lap as well.
Wow. Let's actually quickly take a look at the split. Like, everyone is actually bunched up close to one another, but there's it's not racing right now. This is still qualifying. And if I actually take a look at what we have, so 1 minute 110 as P1, it's just over nearly 2 seconds. Anthony Moritz is fighting his car with a 1 minute point 1 minute 1 second and 0.993. So he's fighting his car at the moment, but again, they're pushing. P1 to P16 is within a second of one another.
Yes, yeah, that is amazing. Yeah, and like I say, Anthony using the opportunity, and it will actually be a good experience for him to get to get some racecraft under the belt and racing with the top guys.
Yes, that is 100% true, because that's the only way you really can improve. You can drive by yourself all the time, but if you drive with drivers who are faster than you, you'll pick up the tricks that they do. Not even by talking to them, just by being with them on the track, seeing the lines they take, understanding the limits of the car. And then also with how it is with SRAC, when we end up having our sessions, you actually get to talk to people and hear how they actually do stuff, share their setups, and then actually get faster and improve on the skill. So it is awesome.
Yes, totally agree there. Yeah, as soon as you're on track with some faster guys, you tend to get behind them, look at the racing lines, and you actually learn quite a lot from the faster guys.
I'm pretty sure Voss on YouTube is going crazy for Craig's lap time, starting on pole. And yeah, she's even saying, keep fighting, go Craig, keep fighting. So yeah, she must be so proud. But again, it's not over yet. Someone could still do something crazy and break the 1 minute barrier. Maybe, we don't know. I'm hoping to see that.
Some of the guys already starting to go into the pit to prepare for the race, seems. But yeah, Craig Wesley in pole position, Ruan Gous and Basil van Rijn the top three.
I'm sure he must be so proud of that lap, and he's happy with himself right now, letting all the other drivers try and beat it and try and actually reel him in. But again, we have to also remember, for the viewers out there, this is still just qualifying. This isn't the race. When it comes to racing, it's not hot lapping. You have to use your racecraft, you have to drive around drivers.
Now see, we're basically at the end of qualifying. Yeah, we will be switching over to the race server soon, and oh my word, can't wait for this one.
I also can't wait. I'm excited. I hope the YouTubers or the YouTube viewers are also excited. Yeah, I see Stevie says my eyes on him, Craig. Everyone wants to watch what Craig is going to do. Rudy's also there. Talking about Craig, this is going to be hectic.
And there's the man himself, Craig Wesley, sitting in his car preparing for the race.
I wonder what's going through his mind right now. Yes, I'm on pole, but Ruan is right behind me, breathing down my neck. I got this.
Okay, great. Yeah, we'll be joining you guys and everyone just in a while. We're just gonna switch servers for the start of the race, and we will bring you all the action from Swartkops. Be back in a while. Just a shout out again to our sponsor Sukamisa Upholstery and Motor Trimming. You can find them at sukamisa1el@yahoo.com. They say they will recover all furniture in fabric and genuine leather, and they also recover car seats, door panels, and replace carpet and hood linings. Yeah, thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. Cleo Pasaula, my co-pilot for this Division 1 race. The guys are making ready in the pit area. And Cleo, what's your thoughts on this coming up, this race coming up?
There's a lot of drivers on a small track, so it's going to be really close, and there are a lot of good drivers, so I don't expect to see a lot of rubbing, but it might happen. But I'm also sure that the guys up front are going to try run away with it. So if qualifying is anything to go by, if Craig can get through the corners fast and Ruan is right behind him, we're basically in for a repeat of what we saw in Div 2, where the front two are just bumper to bumper the whole way throughout the race, fighting one another. But that also can leave chances for those who are behind them to just capitalize. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Totally, yes. And as we can see, the race is almost going to start. Just getting through all the proceedings, and just want to see if I can run down a quick overview of all the drivers.
Right now, from what I see on the grid, it's Craig Wesley, then Ruan, Basil. Let us also just remember Basil's running with a ballast of 39 kilos. Jason Now, Clinton Besadenhout, Brett Kokam. Clinton Besadenhout and Brett are both of the ballast. Clinton with 66 kilos, Brett's with 33. Vilro with 48 in P7. Then Andre Basson, who was promoted, he's in P8. Tommy's in P9 with 9 kilos. Herman Nievo's in P10. Danny van Rooyen is in P11. Peter Krobler's in P12 with 27 kilos. Melvin Coase with 15 kilos, P13. Jandre Dippenaar, Jaco Noordman, Stanley Venter, Sean Hart. Then, yes, Anthony Maritz is then in the last place.
Yeah, thank you for that quick rundown there, Cleopas. Yeah, and see, while you were reading all the times out and the positions, I just went with the guys, and yeah, I have to say these liveries are just looking so awesome.
Beautiful liveries. I don't know how can these guys be racing drivers and graphic designers at the same time. Such skill.
Yeah, I have to say, it just gives that that personality to each driver, you know, to have his livery, and it's nice to see that the guys are using all the creativity to get it to be this good.
Yes, that's true. I can hear someone revving on the line, trying to intimidate everyone before the start. We have 10 seconds to go. Can lead us in here.
See, the race director has got all the lights on, and we are off racing. See Craig starting on the outside, keeping that outside line to get a better line for turn number 3. Managed well to stay ahead.
Such a clean turn too.
See, Ruan is following Craig to not let him to be able to get off to a runaway start, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We've got Basil and Wilro juggling for positions there in that for 3 and 4.
Some drivers rubbing against each other, but nothing too crazy really. But I see Brett has actually fell down the pecking order quite a bit, and he's actually going to track a little bit.
Yeah, so up front, after the first lap, Craig managed to still hold the lead. Ruan Gous wanted to see if there's an opportunity to get on the inside line, but the gap closed, and Wilro Dippenaar used the opportunity to go back into second.
Craig is driving it like he stole it. Like he's pushing this car. The fact that on his out lap he did a 1 minute 5 on his out lap. This is a bit confusing because that's an out lap that's only 5 seconds slower than his fastest lap.
See, Wilro got onto the inside of the first right-hander there at the top of the hill and managed to go past Craig.
We are in for a treat tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is tide racing. I see James Crook on YouTube saying, "Let's go, Basil. I need a top 3 from you." So his race director is telling him in YouTube right now he needs a top 3. So let's actually see if Basil hears it, or did he mute that stream so that he can concentrate on the road.
Coming down the last corner, I see Ruan and Craig had just a little bit of sideways contact, but the guys are controlling the cars very nicely, and everything is good now. Ruan Gous behind Basil van Rijn, looking for that inside line. But Ruan just closes the door there.
Wow, just slammed it and said, "Nope, you are not coming through." Look at how clean this is right now. Everyone is just minding their own business, following the traffic. Wilro must be so happy with the fight that's actually happening behind him just a little bit, but then Craig is like, "No, I'm coming. I'm coming for you, Wilro." Oh, and Basil was hugging the turn 2, did not want anyone to pass him. I don't know about you, Peter, but there's so much action. Everyone is so close to one another right now. Like, I'm looking at Melvin at the moment. Melvin and Danny van Rooyen and Peter Grobler all side by side. Okay, now Melvin's only side by side. And no, now he's side by side right now, entering the corner. Going a little wide there, but still has it under control.
Yeah, I have to say I'm trying to jump between where I see the closest action, but yeah, Ruan Gous also there very closely behind Basil van Rijn. But yeah, the action here with Melvin and Dani and Peter Grobler also there, and Herman Nieuwoud using the opportunity to pass the guys after a little bit of contact in the last corner.
That's just the way it is. When someone's fighting in front of you, just be ready to pick up those scraps and take whatever position you can. Wow, everyone is so close to one another.
Herman, Peter and Melvin sharing the same piece of tarmac there, more or less. Peter and Melvin are next to each other.
One thing that's very unfortunate is Brett Crocombe, he's right at the back of the grid right now. He's really far from everyone. Someone actually just went off that Brett is passing.
I think it was Anthony Maris, yes.
Yeah. So he's not right at the back, but they're still pretty far back. But they slowly will catch up. There's still 9 minutes, basically 10 minutes left of this race, so he can still salvage something out of this.
Yeah, currently we've got Wilro Dippenaar in that first position with Craig not too far off, keeping hold of him, not to let him get away. Ruan Gous there in third place, and then this battle for fourth, Basil, Andre Basson, and it looks like Jason Nell.
And just so that we can remember, Andre Basson, this is I think his second race with us. And it's like he's so green when it comes to sim racing, but he's showing his own right now. Like he is showing all that skill, driving like a future champion of this maybe. Can he do it? I don't know. But he's holding his own. He's making Jason now sweat and work for the spot.
Also, we should not forget Tommy Lerimos. He's also getting up to speed behind these guys, and yeah, as soon as these guys starting to have a battle, he will be up upon them, behind them in no matter of time.
Oh, that is so true. He's just like a hyena, just waiting to take that springbok out of the lion's mouth. Just waiting for him to just slip up and he can take it. Another bit of action I wanted to bring your attention to, Sean Hards, Peter Grobler. Bumper to bumper stuff right here. Both drivers aren't letting off into the fast corners. But we also know how Peter drives. Peter will put that pressure on you. He's just sitting around your bumper, making you wonder, where is he, where is he, where is he? So he puts you off your line, and then he capitalizes on the move. There's a little contact between them just now, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, while we were looking at Sean and Peter, Jason Dell managed to get past Adrian Besson, and yeah, Besson now right next to
Wow.
Jason as well. A little bit of contact through the corner. And as we said, Tommy Lerimos using that opportunity to get very close to them.
Yes. Tommy is probably, just like I said, he's being the hyena right now. He's probably laughing at the opportunity, saying that he can do something here. But then again, it's one thing to get close, it's another thing to pass.
Did Tommy get that inside line going up the hill? But then also now Jason.
Wow.
Who was that? I totally lost.
Insane mode. He saw the hyena try and get the meal.
Yes, there were three
But
wide
Clinton-
going into that corner. Oh.
Oh, wow. The vulture, not Tommy, Clinton the vulture, just swooped in, took it straight out of the hyena's mouth.
Now Tommy tried that inside line again through the last corner, and Clinton got the switch back on and back into 7th.
This racing is so intense.
Yeah, up front we've got Ruan Gous now also joined the party for the pole position. Yeah, the top three are very close together.
This is intense racing. So intense that I didn't even realize that Stanley Fenter is actually now in last place, and the leaders are actually catching up to them. So, oh, I see a little contact between Melvin and Peter Grobler. Just a slight contact. They go into the corner, just bumping their doors to one another, but nothing major. And Melvin gets the position on Peter.
In another battle between Craig and Ruan Gous. Switching through two corners, they switched positions, and Craig managed to hold on to that second place.
Oh, that must be Voro's happiest moment right now, knowing that if they fight, he has a chance to then run away whilst they're fighting each other. But then again, those drivers right behind him are really fast. They will just reel him back in if he doesn't also put the pedal to the metal.
And also that battle for 9th place between Peter Grobler and Melvin Gous, next to each other through that right hand sweep up to the 90-degree uphill.
Wow, just trading places with one another over and over.
And then Herman Nieuwoud also just sitting behind them and saying, if you guys are doing something strange, I'll gladly take that position. But then also Sean Harts now very close to Herman Nieuwoud as well.
Two drivers I want to bring your attention to, Jean Dippenaar and Brett Crocombe. Those two are going side by side, and Jean is pushing his polo to the limit right now, trying to catch up back to him. I'm not too sure if my timing just went off just now.
Yeah, it's Jaco Noordman. He's
Yeah, that's
putting,
what you're about.
yes.
Yes, sorry. And Jean, yes, those two.
Yeah, Brett is also getting back up to speed just behind them.
Just pushing his car, trying to salvage something, seeing what his brother Voro's doing up front, saying he can emulate that in the middle of the pack right now.
Yeah, I just saw Ruan Gous trying to look for opportunity to get past Craig, but Craig just closed the door there, and now Ruan now needs to get back up to speed because I think Basil is also getting closer to him as well.
Yep, that's how it is. When you have to make sure you have the keys to those doors when they close them, so that you can come back, reopen it, and just walk right through next time. But we'll see how that actually pans out. But I also see Clinton Besadenhout, Jason Nell fighting each other as well. There's so many battles all over this track right now.
Yeah, I also picked up that one with Clinton and Jason going up. You'll see if Jason got the speed to get on the inside, but it seems like Clinton got this one covered now.
These drivers are really showing their skill and their class, just doing what they do best. That train, that's Clinton Besadenhout, Jason Now, Tommy Leary Moss, Danny Van Roy, all together.
Craig now right behind Wilro.
Just on his bumper, waiting for the opportunity to. And how you can see how Voro just parked his car on the inside line so that he can defend it, keep that door closed, put a few cabinets in front of the door so he can't come through. There's so many battles in this race. I'm wondering how the viewers on YouTube feel about it, because everywhere there's a fight, someone's going to pass someone else, there's some contact here and there. See, Ruan and Craig had a little contact. They're rubbing each other a lot in that corner right now. Both went off the track a bit. And look at that, is that Basil trying to take advantage of it? And yes, he does. This is what Basil was waiting for the entire race so far. Waiting for them to keep fighting so that he can do something. But then also Craig, actually on my time screen they keep changing spots so quick. Basil had it and then he didn't.
Yes. Now Wilro with about a second and a half lead now, with these guys battling for that second place. Now Ruan now in second place and Craig in third.
One thing I'm noticing is Sean Hart and Melvin Post are pushing their cars really hard. They're going a bit wide on some of these corners and rubbing each other as well.
Yeah, Sean Hart was just in front of Melvin, but it seems like Melvin got past Sean again. He jumped back at the front there.
Yeah, I just realized that we're in the last minute of the race before we go on that final lap, and this is where we're starting to actually see the pressure really kick in. Craig and Ruan. Wait, where did Ruan go? Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Craig,
it looks
Ruan
like.
and Basil are fighting so hard,
Yes.
rubbing each other. It's insane.
Yeah, Wilro, Craig, Basil van Rijn, Ruan Gous, Clinton Besadenhout, Jason Nell, Tommy Leary Moss, Daniel van Rooyen, Pieter Grober and Herman Nieuwhout bringing up the top 10 so far.
Such good drivers. But we have to see if they can actually bring it home. Because at the end of the day, who's actually gonna win it? It's now or never. Someone went wide just now. I think it was that Ruan who just went a little bit wide. Ooh, something happened to Tommy. He went off into the pavilions. I hope all the fans who are standing there are fine and safe. He's stuck. His car is stuck. I think that's the end of his race right now.
Now it looks like Wilro has got it in the bag if he can manage to just get a clear, good lap in. And with Craig second and Basil van Rijn, Ruan Gous.
That is just amazing of them. Yep, I can feel Tommy's frustration right now, because that happened to me in the TCR series where I just went off, flew into the stands. Luckily there was no fans there because of COVID, so everyone was safe. but that's his race over. I see Jean-Dre has a lot of pressure from Jaco Nordman, who wants to salvage something in this race right at the end.
Yeah, as we see the race finishing with Wilro, Craig, and Ruan Goos and Basil van Rijn very close behind him. Clinton Bezuidenhout, Jason Nel, Dani van Rooyen, Pieter Grobler, Herman Nieuwoud, Melvin Goos. Oh my word, as easy as it began only 15 minutes ago, the race went very quickly. So much action.
So much action, so much drama, and it was so clean of a race as well. Like, there wasn't anything major that. So yes, there was some rubbing here and there. And as Karen, if Karen is still watching, rubbing is not racing for you. But we'll see how the next race is actually going to play out, because that was really good to watch. I'm sure the viewers on YouTube also enjoyed that.
Yeah, I have to say Craig did well to manage all the pressure there, but yeah, Wilro used the opportunity to get up front early, and yeah, then they left him for battling for that second place. Well driven.
Well driven.
Great, we will be back in a short while for the start of the second race. Yeah, as we mentioned, the start of the second race will the finishing order of the first race will determine the start of the second race, and yeah, we will be right back. Great, and we are back live from Srac Polo, and the guys are in the pits, making ready and getting everything sorted for the second race. Now, as we discussed earlier, a bit of a little bit longer race, 17 minutes and a lap, and wow, looking back to the first race, all the action that happened. Cleo, anything from your side?
That was bumper to bumper stuff. Full of action, it was action packed. I felt like I was watching a Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bruce Willis movie, like everything, all action heroes all in one. Not the Expendables, that was what this race is going to be. Race 2 is the Expendables. So that was full of action, full of fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, just looking at the starting grid of race 2, we will have Wilro Dippenaar in pole position. Craig Wesley will be starting second. Ruan Gous, Basil van Rijn, Clinton Bezuidenhout, Jason Nel. You've got Dani van Rooyen there in a maximum effort polo. Peter Grobler in the monster polo there. Herman Nieuwoud, solid drive for Herman as well. I think Melvin also had some good dives, as was Peter Grobler, using all the opportunities. Sean Hartz had a good race as well. Few little technical difficulties maybe during the race. And Jean-Andre Dippenaar.
I'm so excited for this one. So excited. One thing I also wanted to remember, and us all remember, Wilro won that race with 48 extra kilograms in his car. So, valiant effort from him, but race 2 is slightly longer. Who will survive this race? That's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, just to get the grid through the grid. Yeah, Jaco Noordman there in 13th place. Brett Krokamp would want to have a better start after a few issues. Anthony Maritz, Stanley Venter, Tommy Larry Moss. We had an unfortunate incident at the back. And yeah, the race directors got the lights on, and we're going to be racing. And go! See, Wilro got a good start, Craig. Not getting in the way, he's looking for that inside line. And I think Wilro will defend going into turn 3. See Ruan Gous getting on to the inside of Craig. And also Clinton Bezuidenhout took the opportunity as well, and then Basil van Rijn as well. So a little bit of a bad start there for Craig.
Wow, everyone is so close to turn on this first lap. Everyone's just looking for their position on track, giving each other space, but not causing any major incidents.
Craig managed well there to get back on speed and holding that fourth place. See some guys having a few problems coming into the last corner. But yeah, Wilro Dippenaar had a good start, followed by Ruan Gous, had run a little bit off track there, but kept it under control, giving Clinton Bezuidenhout opportunity to get closer.
There's a massive train that we see here. I believe, yes, it actually is the front of the pack. That is just causing this long train of cars. Everyone's following each other pretty much closely. Jason Nell, Brett Krokamp, and Sean Hart all close to one another. Andre Besson looking for the and he dive bombed into that corner and caused a big little accident over there. Not a big little accident, but a major accident there.
See Melvin trying to chase down Herman Nieuwoud there. See the guys having a little bit of a oversteer moment coming through the last corner. Melvin gonna dive. No, he's not gonna dive for that inside line, going opt for the wider line to get some more traction out, but that gave Jason Nell the opportunity to go onto his inside.
That is very unfortunate for Melvin because we all could see him set up the move so that he can come in on the inside with a cutback. But Jason said, "Oh, you opened the door. I will walk in."
Yes. And just up front from them, Peter Grober having a dice with Basil for Van Rijn for 5th place. Putting all the pressure on Basil there.
I just saw Melvin and Jason now go into that corner again. Melvin actually managed to get ahead a little bit, but then Jason now had the higher speed from going a little wider in the line and then just walked away.
I see Craig is now sitting right behind Clinton Beside, not letting him go away. But up front, Ruan Gous is now putting pressure on Wilro. So we've got 3 battles for position, 1st and 2nd, 2nd and 3rd, and then 4th and 5th.
I just saw that Ruan is putting 1 minute 3:19. He's putting quality times right now, trying to reel in Wilro. And remember, Wilro's car is a little heavier than Ruan, so maybe Ruan can actually use that to his advantage and actually make a difference. Melvin close and Jason now also pretty close to one another. Melvin really wants his spot back. While Sean Hodge has Andre Basson breathing down his neck. And Jandre is breathing down Andre's neck.
Now I see Sean Hodge running a little bit wide there, giving Andre almost the opportunity to get alongside. Craig putting a lot of pressure on Clinton beside it, but Clinton covering that inside line. But Craig managed to go on the outside.
Oh, so unfortunate. Andre just stuck his nose in where it shouldn't belong. Ended up getting Jason to step sideways. Jason controlled it, Andre controlled it, but then Andre said, "It's my spot then to have."
Peter Grobler now right behind Basil van Rijn. The Basil parking that car on the center of and then on the apex, giving Peter another thought of okay, what must I do next?
Yes. That is a very frustrating thing to see because you could just imagine what's going through Peter's mind right there. Given that Peter and yourself share the same name, so you're probably connected to one another right now, where you could sense like, oh, there's the line, but Basil said, I'm also in this connection right now. I'm closing this door on you.
Now, you know what's quite interesting is, like you say, you're so close to someone and you commit to something that you thought about, you know, I need to try that there, you know. And then if it doesn't, you know, is not favorable in getting to do that successfully, then you have to, like I say, there is a reset button, and then look at the next opportunity.
Yeah, we'll have to see that when he can actually do it, hit that reset button, just find the time. Given that we have basically like 2 laps extra. Maybe he can do something, but then again, Basil has to keep him back during that time, but also maybe try and climb up past Craig.
I see the top 2 guys are having a battle, and then a battle for that third podium position between Clinton, Craig, Basil and Peter Grober. All of them together now. Basil just ran a little bit wide, a little bit of contact between Peter and Basil and Craig, but great car control there from Craig to keep it on, and yeah.
I can imagine what was going through his mind at that moment, because he saw the doors open. There was his chance, but then again he still needs to jump on the brakes and jumped in just a little bit too late. And yeah, that's what ends up happening.
Yeah, all that battle from the last portion of the previous lap created this train now for, is it 5-6 cars now for the battle for third.
Wow. Those guys are on each other's bumpers. Melvin has Sean Hard's not Sean Hard's up. Herman Nevold has Melvin breathing down his neck, looking for a chance to do something. So basically from P1, P9, there's such a train of action.
Now P1 and P2 got a little about 3 seconds, then that battle for third. Clinton, Craig, Peter, Basil, Jason, Herman and Melvin.
Yeah, just action everywhere.
Clinton ran a little bit wide going through turn 3, but it seems like that if you do run a little bit wide, you can actually get on the accelerator quite quickly. You've got that longer acceleration area, and it should help you. But yeah, if sometimes it does not, yeah, you'll probably need to look at some braking marker and brake a little bit earlier, not to run too wide too often.
Wow, I'm just looking at that race between Vuro and Vuro and Ruan. Elbows out by live timing, just showing contact. These two are fighting, like physically fighting each other for this position.
Yeah, I see they to the last corner they got the switchback, and yeah, and Vuro managed to get back up in front.
No, if they keep fighting, Clinton and Craig, Peter and Basil are all waiting. They're waiting for the fallout of that battle.
Just at the back, Tommy Leary and Jaco Noordman next to each other. Jaco just went a bit wide.
I see Melvin and Herman Nevold are back at it again.
Now there's about 4 or 5 of these little two-way battles. Yeah, Herman defending that inside line, making Melvin work hard to get by, but see if Melvin can get some speed through those fast portion of the track. Going up the hill, he might look for the inside line.
He needs every bit of speed just to close the gap, put his nose somewhere to give himself some space. Because we cannot expect Herman to give him the space. He has to make him give it.
As the up front, Ruan managed to get to inside line and go past Volro, but Volro is not letting him go, looking for that inside line again. Ruan is defending. Ruan go defensive turn 3 if Volro can get the switch back.
Oh,
almost
closes that door and puts on the burglar bars and said no.
And meanwhile, Herman and Melvin is still at it for that 8th place.
Oh, I see Voro's trying to do a move now. Wow.
Going on the outside, getting the switch back onto the inside.
Can you hold it?
next to each
one.
other.
And Ulro says, no, he's not Evil Knievel. He's not a daredevil. We will live to fight another day.
Now great racing, the guys leaving each other enough room. But now also now Clinton beside now joined the party with Craig. Also right there.
I'm just wondering how the YouTube viewers feel. The fact that this race isn't over. We have no idea who's going to win this because these guys are changing places, and the other drivers who were behind them have caught up, so they're all in this. Anyone can take this race. Because the more Vulro and Ruan fight, Clinton just needs to find a space, and then just like as he's doing now, finding a spot, climbing through, climbing over the ladder. Like he put his ladder down, got onto the roof, and now he's trying to run away with it.
Yeah, and with all that fighting, we've got now 6 cars battling for the lead.
This is intense. This is crazy. 6 drivers all vying for their spot as champion of this race. So, wow.
Now also Jason Nell also joined the party, and a little bit of a gap between Craig and Basil van Rijn, but yeah, the top 4 are right at it.
This is crazy racing that we're watching right now. If everyone's invited to the party, just sit down, go get your slice of cake. Oh, someone went off. Oh, I think that was Craig. Yes, that was Craig.
Yes.
That is so unfortunate for him.
Now meanwhile Clinton beside note, followed by Ruan Goos and then Basil van Rijn. Peter Grobler also now very close behind Jason Nell.
Ooh, I just see Daniel van Rooyen breathing down Jaco Nordman's neck, saying that he also wants to do some action in this race, given that up front there's so much action, but at the back there's also some action. There's action everywhere on this grid.
I see Daniel has got a quiet race, probably had some technical issues at the start.
Oh, there's so much fighting happening everywhere on this track. I think, Peter, we should just start fighting in the commentary booth as well. If everyone's gonna fight, why don't we also join in? Just because that's what it's turning out.
Yes, it's basically almost a battle to get to where the action is.
Exactly. Like I'm with Craig at the moment, who wants to get back into his top spots, and he's trying to make a move on Herman Nivot, trying to do the cutback.
I have to say Herman is driving very well because he's defending quite nicely as well.
Oh yes, skillful driver right there. Vulro also is sitting further back as well. And Melvin and Jason Nell and Peter Probler, yeah, these guys have been fighting each other for this entire race.
Jason Nell just looking for all the opportunities that is going to be a little bit of a space, he will take it. And Melvin also looking to get past Jason. So now Jason now needs to defend and attack. So it's going to be quite a tricky one.
That's the worst position to be in, where you have to look at your rearview mirror as well as look ahead of you at the same time, because the line you take to make the move, like we saw what happened to Melvin, which is basically what Melvin is doing to Jason now. He goes a little bit wide, opens the door, Melvin decides to step into that same doorway.
Yeah, Melvin is now almost next to Peter Grobler.
Wow. Melvin is driving that Polo on the limit. Will they go 3 wide into the corner. Oh, Melvin shouldn't have stuck his nose in that one.
Still now a six car battle for 4th place, and we are almost on the last lap. Just a shout out then also to Anthony Maritz. I hope you had a good outing, and we're still at this battle, and there are some issues here. The whole field almost changed around. Some contact in turn 3.
This has really turned into this mid-pack battle that we're watching feels like NASCAR Sprint Cup right now. Everyone is on each other's bumpers. Everyone is just breathing down each other's necks. Clinton Besadenhout also has Ron Close, who's just on him as well. Basil looks like he's minding his own business, hoping that that fight in front will actually lead into something that he can pick up.
Clinton Besadenhout wins this one with Ruan Gous, Basil van Rijn in 3rd. Herman Wilro Dippenaar in 4th, Herman Nieuwoud 5th, Craig Wesley 6th, Pieter Grobler 7th, Melvin Gous, Jason Nel, Andre Besson, Sean Harts, Jandre Dippenaar, Jaco Noordman, Stanley Venter, Tommy Leary Moss and Anthony Maritz. Oh my word, what a race.
What a race. I didn't even know the race was almost over. I just wanted more.
Yeah, battles and action right through the field. I have to say, hats off to the guys. Some guys managed well. Not a lot of major incidents. Yeah, great racing for the day.
They drove like Spartans. That was amazing. Fought till the end. Got whatever points they could get. Well deserved.
I think we must maybe see if we can get someone in the commentary. I think I'm gonna pull Craig Wesley.
Yes, please.
Craig, sorry for putting you on the spot here. I've pulled you over to the commentary booth. Just some thoughts on the racing today?
First race went okay. Had some really bad drivers out there, trying to barge their way through all the time, but I managed to hold on to second. Second race was just a disaster for me. But yeah, it's just the way it goes. Next race might be slightly better.
Any thoughts on that pole position for the first race?
As usual, I get lucky with a fast lap. I did some minor tweaks just before the qualifying actually started, and it worked for me, so I was quite lucky.
I don't know if it's fair to call that luck, Craig, given that in practice you did a 291, and then in the race, in qualifications you did, I think, slightly faster than that, and then you pulled a 110 out of nowhere. So I'm not too sure if that is luck or if not just you channeling that inner Craig monster in you.
I worked very, very, very hard to get that 1001. Don't know if I'll be able to get it again, but it was a lot of fun getting it. I was surprised myself with it.
No, that was an amazing thing to see. I hope you go back and watch the stream. We were shocked when we saw that.
I will definitely be watching the stream again.
Yeah.
I have to say that the racing today was at times very, very good, and like you say, some incidents, and we'll look forward to the next one. But yeah, Craig, from our side, I think you've driven well today, especially that first race. Bit of hard luck the second one, but the action was all over, and hats off to you guys for putting in all the effort and things to be that fast.
And thanks to you legendary commentators as well for doing such a sterling job.
Thank you. Enjoy. And you're racing in the MX5s today, so good luck with that as well.
Thank you very much, Cleo.
Cheers. Yeah, Peter, that was a lot of fun. So much fun to watch and just to be around.
Yeah, I have to say, the action was all over the place, and I have to, yeah, it was some awesome battles, and yeah, as you say, you know, this is very close in the qualifying, and yeah, times were very close. Was bound to have all these accidents and incidents, but yeah, I think the guys can work on the racecraft, you know, and take all this as learnings from here, and yeah, improve on a lot of things. Always good to know where one's faults are, and then you fix it and you come out stronger the next time.
Yes, that is true. You just have to take what happens, learn from it, and next time you capitalize.
Totally. I just want to see if I can see what the next race will be in the TC series. We'll get some information here. Yeah, I think some closing comments from your side relative to the day's racing.
Oh, it's Polo Cup. There's always going to be action. There's always going to be a masterclass of skill and racecraft that we'll see, as we saw in this race, as well as attrition, where drivers are actually sitting there waiting for their battles, timing the moves, getting it right, some getting it wrong here and there, but also very welcoming to see drivers like Andre Basson and Maritz also doing their early races, the first times that they're racing, and they're trying it out, enjoying it, and actually doing a good performance. So that was also really awesome. I loved it every second.
Yeah, totally. I agree there. Yeah, and it was so action packed, and yeah, it's actually quite enjoyable to you know, commentate if it goes like that. You know, action all over, and
Yes.
yeah, I think the next one we will be in 2 weeks' time for the Polo Cup. We will be commentating and catch you from East London.
Ooh, East London is always awesome. With that special corner that you take flat out, or is it really a corner, or just basically a curved
Yes.
straight?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say that one is, yeah, East London is a very nice track, very fast corners, and then also, yeah, we're looking forward for that one.
Just to also thank the viewers on YouTube and the ones leaving comments. Thanks for being with us. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys also there in the next race that we're actually going to watch.
Yeah, I think the guys will take what positions they got, and like you know, look at where the incidents were and try to improve that, and we'll start putting out the laps on East London and get all the setups correctly done, and yeah, gonna be another exciting one that's coming our way.
Oh, very much so. Hope the viewers are ready for that. And also, some of the drivers are going to jump into the MX5 races that are happening on I think they should, the Div 2 should be starting soon. So for those drivers, I'll see you in the comment section of YouTube.
Great, yeah. Thank you so much, Leopas. I think it was a very enjoyable day from our side. Especially from my side, I enjoyed having you in the commentating booth. And until the next time, I think everyone and yourself also just stay healthy and stay safe out there till some troubling times that we are in. And to all the drivers and racers out there, get those laps in. And as I always say, practice makes perfect. And our doors are always open at SRAC to assist where we can.
Thanks so much. You also enjoy.
And then, yeah, from my side, Peter Gelnys, everyone have a good evening, and until next time, from myself and Cleopas Ahula, we'll catch you live from East London again.
Thank you.